Yeah, quantum physics, man. Okay, now that we've done that nice little brain scream together, let's dive into a brief bit about what quantum physics is, how it applies to you in your world, and how body code taps into quantum physics and energy work in general, why it's able to work the way that it does. So first talking super surface level about what quantum physics is. When we look at our hand under a microscope, okay, and we want to see at the end of that yellow brick road, what is it that makes this physical? Why can I feel it? What is that hard matter in there, that structure? What we find is that it is not, right? We can see right through our hand because it's atoms buzzing around. So when we're in high school science class, right, and we learn about protons, neutrons, electrons, all of that, that's what we're finding at the end of that microscope tip, is that there is nothing dark that we see. We can see right through our hand, but we're just interpreting as a physical full matter. So knowing that all our body is made out of energy and not some dark physical structure at the end of it, we know that everything else also, when we put under a microscope, does the exact same thing. Protons, neutrons, electrons buzzing around. Okay, this beautiful little atom structure creating all these different things. So when we think about that, knowing that that's energy and putting off its own magnetism, that's why we feel the structures in our world. Why when we sit in our car, we feel like we're sitting in our car and we're shutting a door and we're doing all this because of all those different magnetisms pushing against each other. Okay, so just like when we think about, two magnets, when you hold them together and they push apart and you can't really get them to touch, right? That's because they're pushing away from each other so strongly. Okay, and that's how we can feel that we're sitting in our chair, because that chair is pushing us up, allowing us to sit there. So that's that. Very brief, not scientifically spoken at all, but general understanding of what we're talking about when we just think about quantum physics. So now, how does that apply in your world? Okay, so now that you know that you are energy, you are pure energy just walking around. And I'm not talking about it like some people say, oh, everybody's pure energy. And we are. Okay, you can think about it that way. I like to think about it that way, but it's more than just love and light. It is true scientific fact. So we are this energy walking around, and the things around us are putting off their own energy. That's why you might, other than just knowing that certain people you don't vibe well with at work, or when you're in Walmart and you turn the corner, you're like, oh, this aisle feels gross. I don't like it. It could be because of the people or the certain things in there. And you just know that that doesn't truly, on an energetic platform, it doesn't vibe well with you. It doesn't feel good to your energy. And so that's how energy healing works, even across states and borders and all of that jazz. Okay, so now let's dive into how this works on that level of things. Have you ever been thinking about a friend or somebody, even something you need to get done, and you're like, oh God, I really need to do that. This person's going to contact me. And you're just constantly kind of putting out that vibe, right? Or it is just truly somebody you haven't spoken to in a while and you miss them and you've been thinking about them a lot. And all of a sudden you get a text from them, or you get an unexpected call or email, right? Or they send you a picture or something fun on Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're using. Okay. That more times than not is because that energy has been transcended through the energy of the air, through the energy of everything, and is connected with the other individual because that intention has been set, that energy has been focused upon, right? That's how they're getting that message. And those things happen is through quantum physics. Okay. Or when you're getting a phone call and without even looking at that caller ID, you're like, I bet this is Jim Bob from accounting. I just know that's who that is. Okay. It's because that energy reached you to your person before it reached you through your electronic device. Okay. So super brief, not scientifically spoken, because I'm not a scientist. Okay. But that's an easier way to just handle it when people are talking about what seems like these big, crazy, hefty things. That's really the basics of it and all you really need to know. So, how I use it in body code work with my clients is we tap into that energy, we relax into it. I dive into making sure I'm grounded into their specific energy, nobody else's, not even my own. And we're diving into what are the different traumas or the different events or imbalances, pathogens, energy, things that are goofing up their energy system. And we see what those are and we either balance them out, release them out of their system because it's no longer needed, or we realign things that are kind of, you know, making them feel a little impacted. Honestly, super basic, super easy. Putting quantum physics in front of it just makes it seem overwhelming and super intense, but really at the end, it's all intention. It's all based on energy. So if you believe that I could help you in some way, let's start a conversation. Head to my website, holistichealingwm.com. Let's book a consultation call or a session, whatever you feel drawn to. Let's see if we can get some of that quantum physics to work in your favor. See you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.